Vidyambaraye Chadigambaraye namah shivaya namah shivaya. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swadha Swaha Namostute. Welcome to the episode of Aghori Stories. This is going to be a different kind of experience, a different kind of revelation for all of you who are listening to this pod. Because here we are not going to discuss anything about what Aghoris do, what are their rituals, what the way they perform worships. But here we are going to talk about the psyche of Aghoris and the psyche of the gods that they worship or they prefer to worship. I'm not here to talk about the charismatic powers of Aghoris, but I'm going to dive into the psyche of Aghoris and how the psyche helps them to sustain in this world. This episode is in collaboration with India Talks, and I'm really very thankful to India Talks for giving us this platform where we can talk about the psyche of Aghoris. So let's start. Majority of us know Aghoris as shabbily dressed people, persons with extraterrestrial communication powers, and they are heartless. They do intense penance, yoga, hatha yoga, and many other stuff, which makes them Aghori. They are generally found in cremation grounds. They worship Lord Shiva, they worship Lord Kali, Goddess Kali, they worship Lord Bhairava, and there is a much more that we have in our mind when we think about Aghoris. Many people often think that what are they going to get after practicing such weird practices of Aghor? And Aghoris and Aghor are regarded as one of the most ferocious, fearful format of Hinduism or say Sanatan Dharma. But if we go in the deep of Aghoris, you will find that Aghoris are actually the most simplest beings available on this earth. The word Aghor itself means simple because in Sanskrit, Ghor means difficult. And aghora means simple, which is opposite to difficult is simple. So aghor is simple, and aghoris are those who believe in simple life. Many of us often think that they have got so many miraculous powers and they can do anything and they can change, they can give life to people, some dead people also. Yeah, they can, but to some extent, because they never go against the nature's law. What is permitted in the nature's format, they only focus on that and nothing else. We all live a civilized life. We have our own plannings, our own goals, everything. And we should have. We plan our future, we plan our present, we plan our work, we plan our life, we execute the plans. But sometimes when that goes at a toss, we feel depressed, we feel anxious. There is a kind of anxiety that surrounds us. There are midlife crises. But have you ever think that a Aghori who is sitting on a bank of a river, who is having nothing with him, neither a house nor a family, they don't know whether they are going to get two meals in a day or not, but still they are stick to that particular way of life. It's not that they cannot change themselves or they cannot quit that life and they can accept some new way of life. Yeah, they can. Everybody can do it at any point of time. But still, they don't prefer to accept normal life and they always prefer to live an abnormal life. Don't you think that as a individual, as a human being, they are also, they must be facing some problems? They don't have anything in terms of security. The only security they have is the trust in the Almighty. And this is what makes them strong. This is what makes them believe that what I am up to is I am going to do. Every individual on this earth needs motivation in one or the other way. Everybody, whether a small kid or a 70-year-old man or woman, needs motivation because motivation is the fuel of life. A kid, if pampered, feels good. An elderly person, when taken care of, feels good. A human, when loved, feels good. But are these Aghoris ever pampered, ever taken care of, ever loved? Think. Majority of us would say no. So try to understand the psyche and the mindset of the Aghoris, which make them real strong in this world when every one of us complains that we are not being supported, we are not being loved, we are not being heard, we are not being taken care of, we are not pampered. In spite of we all living in family, we have our own family, we have our extended family, we have friends, we have colleagues, but still at some point of time we always feel that we are not loved, we are not pampered, we are not taken care of. Then just think of those aghoris or those sadhus who are living around cremation grounds, who spend most of their life alone, who spend most of their life in the darkness. Can you just think of it? What kind of mindset they would have been through or they are of? Strange, right? Or what makes them feel so stronger that they can actually follow that mindset? आज हमें कोई बुलाता नहीं है, कोई हमें विश नहीं करता है, कोई हमारे व्हाट्सएप का जवाब नहीं देता है, कोई हमारा कॉल नहीं उठाता है, तो वी फील ऑफेंडेड, हमें बुरा लगता है, हमें गुस्सा आता है. बट दिस अगोरीज, उनके पास तो ये कुछ भी नहीं है. और एनी वन हु विजिट्स देम, वो उनको सपोर्ट करने नहीं जाते, वो अपना प्रॉब्लम, अपना दुखड़ा रोने वहां उनके पास जाते हैं. So there is no expectation of support even from the visitors, because these people know this tribe. I will call Aghoris a tribe right now to explain you in an easier way. So this tribe knows that nobody is going to come to us to support us, to pamper us, to take care of us. In fact, anyone comes to us, we have to take care of them, we will have to pamper them. And trust me, this requires a lot of courage, this requires a lot of strength, this requires a lot of balanced mindset. Only a person with balanced mindset, lots of strength, can live a traumatic life like this, staying in cremation grounds, worshipping in cremation grounds, wearing only a single color cloth, cutting themselves away from normal people, normal world, normal society, staying at lonely places, live without necessary goods in your life. And when we see this kind of agoris getting drunk or using ganja, we feel that they are just trying to वो दिखावा कर रहे हैं. I am asking you guys a question. आप में से कितने लोगों ने पास्ट में, जब आप परेशान थे, जब आपको प्रॉब्लम होते थे, जब कोई बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आपके आसपास था और आप गिर चुके थे, तब आपने अल्कोहल नहीं लिया, या आपने सुट्टा नहीं मारा, या ऐसा कोई चीज आपने नहीं किया जो आपके लिए स्ट्रेस बस्टर साबित हो सकता था। पर वो कुछ समय तक आपको वो स्ट्रेस बस्टर की तरह काम लगा, और फिर वापस आप वही माइंडसेट में चले गए। अगर आपको ये सब करने का हक है, तो एक अघोरी को ये सब करने का हक क्यों नहीं है? जब सनातन धर्म की बात आती है, तब हम सब कहते हैं कि हमारे देवी देवताओं को शराब नहीं चढ़ानी चाहिए, उनको शराब नहीं चढ़ानी चाहिए। वो थोड़ी ना शराब पीते हैं, वो थोड़ी ना भांग पीते हैं, वो थोड़ी ना भांग का सेवन करते हैं। शिव जी भांग का सेवन नहीं करते। ये तो हमें नशा करना है, इसीलिए हम भक्त बन के उनके नाम पे नशा करते हैं। ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, आई एम नॉट इन फेवर ऑफ एनी एडिक्शन, but at the same time I'm trying to make you guys understand that आप जिस शंकर की बात कर रहे हो, जिनकी जटाएं बड़ी है, गले में नाग है, मालाएं हैं, जिनका अघोर स्वरूप है, और ये अघोर स्वरूप को ऋग्वेद में बहुत ही अच्छी तरह एक मंत्र में समझाया गया है। ये मंत्र है, अघोरेभ्य थघोरेभ्य घोर घोर तरेभ्य सर्वेभ्यो सर्व सर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्र रूपेभ्य। अघोरेभ्य थघोरेभ्य घोर घोर तरेभ्य सर्वेभ्यो सर्व सर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्र रूपेभ्य ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात्। ये दो मंत्रों का सेट है। जो आप बोलते हो तो आपको पता चलता है कि जो अघोर से घोर, जो अघोर है वो घोर से बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रांग है। मतलब जो सिंपल है वो डिफिकल्ट से बहुत ज्यादा, इट इज, मैं आपको इंग्लिश में अगर समझाऊं तो इट इज easy to be difficult, but it is very difficult to be simple or easy. And that's what Aghor means. So if somebody, try now again, try to get inside the psyche of an Aghori, the mindset of an Aghori. Many of you who are listening to this pod, maybe psychology students may be knowing more than me. So I am requesting all of you that try to get into the psyche mindset of an Aghori. क्या है अघोरी? क्यों है अघोरी? कभी पूछा है अपने आप से आपने? आई हैव सीन देम फ्रॉम वेरी क्लोज। मैंने बहुत नजदीकी से इनको देखा है, मैं देखता आ रहा हूं। दे आर लिविंग अ लाइफ which can be termed as miserable in our modern society. Then the question will come from logical minds के अगर ये मिजरेबल लाइफ है तो किसने इनको कहा है कि अघोरी बने? दे कैन ऑल्सो लिव अ सिंपल लाइफ लाइक अस। सिंपल लाइफ जीने के बाद भी तो भगवान की भक्ति कर सकते, जरूर कर सकते हैं, करनी ही चाहिए। पर उन्होंने वो पाथ पकड़ लिया, दे ऑलरेडी गॉट इनटू इट एंड दे हैव एक्चुअली adapted that mindset of an Aghori. और जब अघोरी का माइंडसेट आपके अंदर दिमाग में बैठ जाता है, फिर आपको किसी की ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं होते हैं। चाहे दुख हो चाहे सुख हो, सब एक ही तरह आपको लगता है, इट हैज टू, दिस शैल गो, दिस शैल गो, दिस शैल गो, ये भी जाएगा, ये भी जाएगा, ये भी जाएगा। Now we are going to discuss why they worship fearful gods and goddesses and not someone who is very social god. See, there are various ways to understand the power of Almighty. हमारे ऋषि मुनियों ने बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से सेगमेंटेशन करके दिया है हमें। जैसे मार्केट सेगमेंटेशन होता है, वैसे ही हमें सेगमेंटेशन दे दिया गया है, that people who are social animals who live in society should pray to gods who are living in society। मतलब जो ईश्वर का स्वरूप सोसाइटल फॉर्मेट में है, उनको आप भजिए, उनकी पूजा कीजिए, उनका पाठ कीजिए। जैसे कृष्ण भगवान है, बाल कृष्ण का जो स्वरूप है, बच्चे जैसा है, एकदम इनोसेंस। आपको उनका बाल स्वरूप का स्मरण करके ही आपके मुख पे एक बहुत अच्छी सी स्माइल आ जाती है। वही कृष्ण, बाल कृष्ण जब बड़े होते हैं, तब वो गीता का उपदेश देते हैं आपको, कैसे लाइफ को जीना है। गणेश जी है, वो आपको एबेंडेंस देते हैं, दिखाते हैं। भगवान श्री राम है, वो आपको मर्यादा सिखाते हैं कि सोसाइटी में मर्यादा में कैसे रहा जाता है। All these gods and goddesses that we worship, they give us a particular message, and they have a unique message with themselves which they convey to you when you worship them। शिवलिंग, शिवजी, शिवलिंग निराकार है, कोई आकार स्वरूप नहीं है। So that's the vacuum that you feel, and sometimes you must have experienced that when you go to a Shiv mandir or Shiv temple, आपको बहुत शांति का एहसास होता है। You feel so peaceful. You feel that there is nothing around you and you are only alone and the God in front of you. The feeling of soulless, the feeling of being soulless, ये जो feeling है, बहुत बहुत important. It's very important. You can't just skip this feeling, and you shouldn't. Why? No need. Now try to understand the reverse psychology of Aghoris. Now, these Aghoris, they believe in every god. जिनकी मैंने बात की है उनको भी मानते हैं, और जिनकी मैंने बात नहीं की उनको भी मानते हैं। The first and foremost thing, they keep a skull with them. Most of the Aghoris keep a skull with them, and they use that skull for worship as well as a vessel to eat. Now try to understand that a skull, a human skull, signifies death, the end of the life. A skull which symbolizes the end of the life, they just try to worship that end of the life, means there is nothing which they want. It's not easy to keep a skull with you every now and then, huh? Even though you are permitted, कितनी आप रख सकते हो, फिर भी लोग आपको एक अलग नजरिए से जरूर देखते हैं. ये तो छोड़िए, those who believe in tantra, those who believe in aghor, उन लोगों को मतलब जो एक विश्वास आस्था रखते हैं, ऐसे लोगों को भी आज की सोसाइटी में इवन इन दिस एज लोग ठीक से दे हैव सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस फॉर देम कि ये क्या कर रहा है, व्हाई ही इज सो possessed with all this stuff, and then people term them as black magic. Boss, black magic is different than a ghor. Black magic is something which has nothing to do with Aghoris, first of all. Actually, Aghoris are the people who can control the black magic, but they cannot, they will never do black magic on anyone because they know because they don't have any hope in their life. उनको गाड़ी बंगला नहीं चाहिए. They are not after money. They are not after luxury because they are tend to live alone in some lonely places in cremation grounds. अब क्या चाहिए उनको? जो बंदा रोज कितनी ही लाशें जलती हुई देख रहा है, क्या उसका दिमाग, उसका माइंडसेट लग्जरी और मटेरियलिज्म के लिए उसको प्रोवोक कर सकता है? दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन and you guys need to answer yourself. If one cannot think of all this stuff because he's seeing many dead bodies getting cremated in front of him every day, then the ask of materialism or the craving of materialism automatically dies. और इसको हम हमारे शास्त्रों में श्मशान वैराग्य कहा गया है, जो ये बताता है कि जब आप अपने किसी पहचान वाले की डेथ होने के बाद स्मशान में जाते हैं, तब आपको भी लगता है कि ये सब मोह माया है, असली में तो सबको इधर ही आना है. एंड दिस इज अ रूटीन डायलॉग ऑलमोस्ट एवरी वन of us listening this must have used once or twice or even heard. Now coming back to the point, why this Aghoris worship fearful gods and goddesses. Now who are these fearful gods and goddesses? अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि who are the fearful gods and goddesses, you know. So mostly the first and foremost answer would be Ma Kali, goddess Kali, one of the most fearful goddess we all know. Second is Lord Bhairav, Kal Bhairav, or whatever forms of Bhairav are there.